It's Black as Night. Nikki Blakk on the Bay Area's rock station, 107.7 The Bone.
107.7 The Bone in the Bay Area's own Faith No More with Midlife Crisis. I'm Nikki Blakk. We had the late, great Ronnie James Dio on top of that with Last in Line. And we started off the night with Judas Priest. Rock Hard, Ride Free. Priest, of course, going to be your Bone Bash 12 headliners along with Thin Lizzy and Zakk Wylde's Black Label Society, October 27th at the Sleep Train Pavilion in Concord. And in the studio with me, I have Robb Flynn of Machine Head. Welcome back.
Hello.
So you are coming off of a whirlwind U.S. listening party tour for the new album, Unto the Locust. We've been playing it, and so far, everybody has been incredibly positive. That's got to be kind of heartwarming, right?
Yeah, kick ass. That's awesome to hear. I hadn't heard what your listenership response was, so that's awesome. Yeah,
so far, I'm getting 100% positive response. I haven't had anybody come out, because you know there's always haters.
Yeah.
But I have not yet come across them. But yeah,
we just did the listening party thing, which was like a whirlwind 6-day block of listening parties. We did LA, we did New York at Paul Booth's Art Gallery, did Chicago at the Exit, and then here on the day of release, we did Oakland, and it was awesome. I mean, they're pretty intense. A lot of kids coming out, and you're just hanging and listening to the record and getting these firsthand reactions, like, so what do you think? And people are all really freaking out, which was amazing for us. And they're pretty intense, where kids are telling you all these crazy stories and you're hanging out, and it was cool, man. It was really cool. I think we did one of these back in 2004 when we put out Through the Ashes. We did one at the Pound, had like Machine Head karaoke, and but this was definitely
not at this one though. No.
Yeah, this one was a step. It's got to make it. Got to mix it up.
So how was the Metro? I had to be here, so I missed it.
It was very cool.
Good turnout.
They did it up, man. They really went for it. They had everything all green and bought all these green lights in, and they had this huge projector of real Locust. They brought in all these real Locust, and they had it like up on the ceiling somehow. It's this big, probably like a 5 or 6 foot cube, I guess it is, and then it projected onto the ground, and it projected onto a screen. So the whole time it was just all these locusts crawling around all the walls,
like a disco ball, but with locusts.
With real locusts. It was awesome.
You guys might want to get that on tour.
Yeah, we had some banners too, and I guess a bunch. We're in Oakland, so of course a bunch of but the banners got stolen. Like nowhere else in the Bay Area, like did the banners get stolen, but L.A., New York, Chicago, but come to Oakland, the banners got stolen.
Well, and maybe it's because you didn't do Detroit. If there'd have been a Detroit listening party, maybe the banners would have been stolen there.
It was perfect, right? This is perfect.
Leave it to Oakland. All right. Robb Flynn is in the studio with us tonight, talking Unto the Locust and all things Machine Head. It's 107.7 The Bone. Black Sabbath is up next in the Metal Zone. 107.7 The Bone. That would be Empire. A little bit of Queensryche in the Metal Zone. And Queensryche is going to be at the Regency this Sunday, October 2nd. Tickets are on sale now at goldenvoice.com. And this time around, I've already been told that the setlist is awesome, and they're not doing Queensryche Cabaret, which everyone knows I hated. Did you hear about that? It was awful.
I heard a little bit about that.
Yeah, Robb Flynn from Machine Head is in the studio with me. How did you hear about it? Like, it was bad. I
just saw a couple of pictures on Blabbermouth and was like, what the hell is going on?
Was it the picture of like Jeff Tate just pants around his ankles, standing there naked in his boxers, singing with like a transvestite next to him?
I wanted my 3 seconds back.
How do I bleach my eyes? So Robb is here to tell us all about Unto the Locust, which, as a follow-up to The Blackening, I'm assuming it was like daunting, challenging, and rewarding all at once. How did you guys approach it?
You got to remember that when we started writing The Blackening, it was August of 2005, and then put the record out in 2007, toured for 3 years and 2 months.
Almost solid. I mean, not a lot of home time.
Yeah. I mean, it was epic. I mean, it was great. I mean, it's a huge, incredible moment. I mean, Metallica tours, Grammy nominations, the Slipknot tours. I mean, it was amazing. And when that moment was over, we were
Album of the decade.
Album of the decade.
You can't leave that out.
Yeah. I think Dave even got Riff of the Decade with Halo. So that was pretty rad. I mean, so many amazing things and accolades, and when it was over, it had gone on for 3 years, and when we started writing, we were just so stoked and psyched to be writing, and we had become better musicians, we had become better players, and we didn't want to be locked into how we wrote 5 years ago, because now we were writing in June 2010. It had been 5 years. And so we just said, all right, let's just, clean slate. Let's see what happens, see what comes up. It's going to be heavy no matter what, and just see where it can go.
You and I talked at Mayhem about some of the inspirations for the album with Locust and any other songs now that the whole album is out there for people that you're really wanting people to check out, because it's hard to get people to listen to a whole album now.
Yeah. A lot of people have been talking about the song I Am Hell, which is the opening track, and it opens with 18 tracks of a cappella vocals that I sang in Latin, and it's pretty dark, like a Gregorian chant, and it's got some pretty effed up words, and it goes into a tale about a female arsonist, and it's basically the diaries of a female arsonist. And Phil had approached me about writing a song about an arsonist, and we originally wrote it about a male arsonist, but I was kind of having trouble connecting with it and just the delivery of it. And so I started researching arsonists and pyromaniacs, and I stumbled upon this psychology article that was talking about how the differences between a man arsonist and a woman arsonist, and where a man does these horrific acts out of anger or control or revenge. When a woman does it, the only thing that explains it is love. And I was like, whoa, that's a pretty heavy, to write this, these pretty dark lyrics about this stuff and doing it for love. And so that's what that song kind of came about.
And it's true. Hell hath no fury.
I know, right?
So
it was a pretty interesting place to write from.
Yeah. Well, and what made you want to kind of dig into that? I mean, were you guys just talking about it, or
it just kind of flipped a switch for me. Like there've been a lot of male serial killers or whatever, and to have it be a female and to just have it, doing these things for love. I mean, as I started writing it, I rewrote it on the spot because I was just so interested in the whole concept of writing from that. It brought up a lot of even just, you're kind of getting into this, this mindset of this person, and my skin was crawling when I was done with that. I mean, it's like we all, they talk about it in the article too, that we all think we're so normal. We all think we're so above doing anything, but that is a part of human nature. One person takes it to an extreme. Some people never ever take it to that extreme, but that extreme is still in there in some way. And that was what the fascinating part of writing those lyrics was about to me.
When you guys were coming up with these ideas, did you ever stop for a second and go, wow, that's too weird, too random? Or did you feel like you wanted stuff to be a little more experimental?
Just to have, that we write about the darkness. I mean, we write about the darker things in life, and that's what's appealing to us. And if it isn't about that, it's usually about struggle. A song like Be Still and Know is about overcoming your struggles, and the first line is, and the sun will rise, dawn will break through blackest night. I mean, it's pretty positive, in many ways, and it's about just knowing that this will pass and standing firm and persevering.
You guys are a veteran band now, and a while ago, you guys were the new kids on the block. And I know that because the Bay Area had this huge legacy of thrash and metal that you guys came out of, you had to pay a lot of dues. And now you guys are kind of giving a leg up to the new generation. How does that feel? And who are some of the bands that you really want people to be able to check out that you feel are maybe like the new Machine Head?
I really love All Shall Perish, local boys from here. I actually just checked out their video shoot last night. It was amazing, crazy, insane crowd, and they killed it. Our boys Trivium are great. I like a band called Times of Grace from the East Coast. It's Adam D and Jesse from Killswitch. They're amazing band. And we just feel grateful to still be doing what we do and inspiring these bands, to hear bands like Killswitch Engage or Trivium or Suicide Silence talking about how much we influenced them, and then to have someone like James Hetfield be like, dude, The Blackening influenced Death Magnetic. It was, we love the band and we love the record and what you guys are doing. For us, something like that was just a complete full circle moment. And with the younger bands, it's it's random. It's awesome to hear that respect as well.
You feel like Machine Head is settling comfortably in their role as veterans of the metal scene?
Yeah,
worldwide.
I mean, I think that you hear people go, you're the Godfathers, or stuff like that, and we still feel just very hungry. I mean, we still feel very unfulfilled. Like we want to accomplish so much more, and so we're not. We'll take the compliment. For us, we still want to improve as musicians and take metal into a bigger and better place. I mean, we feel like we've made a really incredible, special record. We feel like the type of music and the ability that we play at is something that should be recognized. And playing metal, it isn't recognized. I mean, you look at any award show in America and they don't even have a metal category anymore, or they just removed the metal category, and yet they'll have something like 10 R&B categories for a group of people who don't even write their own songs.
Well,
I mean,
and
for us,
who aren't selling records anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, I love pointing out the fact that every metal band is hitting the charts now in a way that they could never hit the charts before, because metal fans are the ones who still buy albums.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to sit here and pat our own back or anything, but something that we're very, very proud of is that our sales for the last 10 years have been going up and up and up in a market that's going down and down and down. And there's an amazing metal audience out there who supports it. And we just had our first day, and record dropped on Tuesday, so they got like a first day thing, and they can kind of do a formula. The projection, yeah, and it's it can go a little this way or a little that way, but there's a damn good chance if people go out there and spread the word and go out there and buy the record over this weekend, we're going to be in the top 20. I mean, that's huge. I mean, that's going to be it's going to be the heaviest record this year to be in the top 20 in the U.S. It's a massive, massive moment for metal. It's huge. And
you're going to be within like 20 spaces of Lady Gaga and a lot of mega artists.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing, man. And that's the power of the metal audience, and it's something that we'd love to see get more credibility in the mainstream and just be accepted more as a legitimate form of music, which it seems like it somehow isn't regarded as that.
And no matter how huge Metallica gets, it does still feel like metal is fighting for recognition, despite the fact that they're selling albums, they're selling out arenas, and it's still making a huge impact all over the world. Just still get no respect. Always the stepchild.
Absolutely.
Robb Flynn from Machine Head. This is the cover that you guys did, Hallowed Be Thy Name, the Iron Maiden cover, as the special edition. This was Kerrang, right, that put these out? I love this. This is one of my favorites.
This also came out on the Blackening special edition.
The special edition. Oh, and I want to ask you about the Locust, Unto the Locust special edition, too, that I just got. It's kind of awesome. It's 107.7 The Bone. We've got Robb Flynn from Machine Head in the Metal Zone. 107.7 The Bone. That is Be Still and Know from Unto the Locust. Brand new music from Machine Head. In the studio with me is Robb Flynn from Machine Head. And Rob, what are your thoughts on the new album? It's had time to kind of penetrate the masses and permeate.
Did you say penetrate the masses?
The masses.
You're challenging the FCC there, aren't you?
I know. This is what we've been talking about off air the whole time, is the FCC and what we're allowed and not allowed to say.
What can we say to get away with?
There are some things that can be penetrated with FCC approval.
Apparently other things can't be penetrated.
Some things cannot. You guys have had a lot of trouble over the years. That whole House of Blues thing.
Yeah, the House of Blues banned us for our lyrics. Actually kicked us off.
You were on the bill, and they were like,
It was 2 days before the tour, and someone got a hold of the album and was very offended by the lyrics on the Blackening and on our last album, and they kicked us out. And then we raised a fuss about it because we were obviously super pissed about it. I mean, we had to reschedule it and move the show 70 miles away, and it was a big pain. First night of the tour.
Yeah.
And so because we made a stink about it, they actually kicked us off of the other Disney property show, which was in Orlando, and said it was just, that it didn't have anything to do with us. It was just change of policy.
Wow.
So it was pretty crazy. 2007, that type of thing would still be happening. But yeah, it is.
Yeah, I'm a little bit floored. We were just talking off air about how the new album doesn't really have any cursing in it. So it's a very radio-friendly album, but topically you may still run into some trouble, right? Because obviously you guys have no fear of delving into topics that are controversial.
You know what? I like the way you say it. It's a totally radio-friendly album. You should play every song on the radio. Every radio station should play songs off that.
Why wouldn't they?
Yeah.
I know we do.
It's totally, just because it's heavy, it's totally radio-friendly.
Yeah.
So saith Nikki Blakk.
So you guys are obviously going to be supporting the living hell out of this because that's what you guys do. You tour and you guys have a phenomenal live show. And I want to know what's going to happen for the next 18 months of Machine Head.
This Saturday, I go down to South America. It's our first trip down there. It's going to be Machine Head, Sepultura for 5 shows across there. It's our first time there, so we're super just freaking out about it. We're really excited to go down there. We go to Europe and do the 8th Plague Tour, which is going to be Machine Head, Bring Me the Horizon, Devil Driver, and Darkest Hour. And then January, we're still getting the package completely lined up, but January is going to be our first headline tour in 4 years here in the States. So
not a co-headline, but a solid headline tour.
Straight up headliner. So pretty stoked about it. We did 7 support tours on the last album, so it'll be cool to get back out there and headline.
Now, you guys did a couple of warm-up dates before you headed out for Mayhem. Do you foresee any other off shows or warm-up dates or anything like that? Or are you guys just going to be full speed?
We're going to be here in San Francisco in February, so do that. Yeah, Mayhem was awesome. The Mayhem date here was freaking retarded, man. That was a legendary show, man. The crowd really came out in force for us that night. It was, we're always stoked to play the Bay Area, but there was something magical in the air that day. It was really incredible. I mean, I had goosebumps pretty much the whole show. It was so intense. People were freaking. It's awesome. It's
been a long time. People forget because I think because you live here and because there's always a presence of some kind in the area with you guys, people forget that it's been a long time since you guys have played here. And it's been even longer since you've done a headline set. What kind of stuff are you looking to put into the headline set? How many songs off the new album? How far back are you going to go? Are you going to hit every album as far as picking songs?
We generally hit every album. We're proud of every album we've done, and so we put songs on there. And we're still working it out, but definitely it'll have lots of songs off. Unto the Locust, of course, The Blackening, and Through the Ashes, and then We've been doing it where we mix it up a lot, actually. So it makes it a little bit funner. We have a lot of people who follow us and go from town to town. They'll follow us for 2 weeks or so. And so it gives them something cool. And then for us, we have a rule where basically we give ourselves 2 days to get down a song. And that's it. So that it's you got to go out there and do it. Pressure's on, and it makes it a little more spontaneous, and it makes it more fun for us. So at this point, on that last headline tour we did of Europe, and then we went to Australia and Japan, we pretty much have covered damn near every song in our catalog. So we have a few tracks that are still lingering out there, but we've been phasing them in and phasing them out. It's pretty cool. I mean, we got our set songs. You got to play Halo. You got to play SX of Hate. You got to play
Davidian.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Davidian stuff like that. You got to play Imperium. So we got those solid in there. But
and then
to
filling
bring
in the holes could be
randoms
anything.
for the hardcore fans and the people that have been following us for a while, it's cool.
Now, you guys have maintained MachineHead1.com for a very long time, and it's had an explosion of people following it throughout the years. And now that social networking has kind of exploded, I noticed that you're just getting onto Twitter, and I don't see
Twitter for 2. I was on
Were you on Twitter
before
before?
you.
Were you?
I was on Twitter
Shut
2
up.
years ago.
How are we not following each other before then? You just don't tweet that much?
I'm not a serial tweeter like so many people are these days.
Okay.
I don't think that what I'm doing is that interesting
Yeah.
that I need to tweet it all the time.
So will we be seeing a lot more social networking out of you guys, or are you still going to keep Machine Head 1 as the home base for everything?
We had the Machine Head Twitter started 2 years ago as well, and we started doing the Facebook. I mean, we stopped doing our MySpace, and that's just kind of
everybody
dead.
did. Yeah.
It's a cool way to get something out quick, but if you want to dig a little bit deeper, that's what Machine Head 1's for. It's got the lyrics, it's got in-depth stories, it's got the video, and if you want to have a quick little blast on Facebook, that's cool. I mean, and we use it for that, but for the more hardcore fans, that's what Machine Head 1 is for.
Still definitely going to be the home base for all things Machine Head.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of everything that everybody wants me to ask you.
You had a question about the special edition?
Yes, thank you.
About the special edition.
Usually I do this off air. So when I forget something, I'm like, hang on a second, let's stop tape so that I can remember that question that I forgot. But obviously that's totally blown now. Yeah, I just got in the mail yesterday the special edition of Unto the Locust. And usually you guys wait a little while to release a special edition, but this one popped up right away. So is it available to everyone all the time now?
Mm-hmm.
And I just barely opened mine. It has a DVD. You want to run down what's in it for everybody so that they can get one?
It's the making of the album.
And extra tracks or outtakes?
Yeah, it's got 3 extra tracks. It's got a cover of The Sentinel by Judas Priest.
Yay.
It's got a cover of Witch Hunt by Rush.
Nice.
Off of Moving Pictures, one of our favorite jams off of that record. And then it's got an acoustic version of Darkness Within.
So are these songs that are going to make it into the set list, or are these songs that are fun?
Oh, I don't know about that. It was fun. I mean, it was really fun. I mean, especially the Sentinel. I mean, that's one of our favorite Priest songs of all time. Comes off of Defenders of the Faith, and it's got that amazing breakdown in the middle that's just gives me goosebumps every time I hear it. It's a pretty intense song, and it's a song that was later in their career, which we thought was a great way to pay respects to them. A lot of people cover their earlier stuff. We thought it'd be cool to cover something from their later part of their career, because they made some great music late into their career. Painkiller, and even now they still continue to make great music.
And I remember how when Turbo came out, a lot of people were just like, Priest, Turbo.
Sucks,
but now people are like, whenever they start to play Turbo, everyone's like, Priest, Turbo, woo! They cheer
that
it.
record still sucks.
There you go. And speaking of Machine Head and fun, you guys have always videotaped everything, and you've put out a lot of home videos, and obviously there's one in the Machine Head Unto the Locust special edition that has the making of. Are you going to continue to film on the Unto the Locust tours?
Yeah, we have been. We just filmed all the listening events. So the drunken mania that occurred was documented, and will probably be going up on the web here pretty quick.
So are you going to start releasing more video on the web and then do the home videos kind of like end of year, end of tour type things?
Yeah, I mean, it's so easy. I mean, it's so easy. It's a great way to just, boom, you can put something that's 5 minutes up, just kind of give people an update of what you're doing. I mean, I'm always interested in those things, at least from our standpoint. They're cool, so we like to do them, and people seem to dig it. So, and they're so easy that before it used to be this massive endeavor to do something like that. Now it's just like, boom, goes up on YouTube, goes everywhere. It's killer.
It's fabulous.
I mean, I did that Debbie Abono tribute, which was just a piece of music I recorded that I threw up on YouTube. It got like 100,000 views, like right off the bat. It's crazy, I mean, it's like that easy.
And you did the whole thing yourself, right? Recording, filming, editing.
Well, no, I had a guy did it. I mean, we shot it in my backyard. You know what I mean? Like, it's pretty rad. I mean, I think that really helps. That I think that the fans dig that. I mean, the fans really connect with that kind of stuff, and to be able to see that kind of behind the scenes stuff. And I mean, obviously you want to build, I mean, we like bands that build mystery, and there is part of us that goes, well, we don't want to give everything, because it's like, everybody, like, especially with social networking now, everybody gives everything, and just, you always know, it's like, it's cool to hold back a little bit of that, and keep a little bit of the mystery there, but then put out things that most people wouldn't normally see a band do. And especially for us, being in a band, you live your life in public, and you have ups and you have downs, and we've been very honest about the valleys that we had to go through, and we've been very honest in celebrating the victories that we got to share with our fans. And we've all been on this journey now for 17 years since Burn My Eyes came out. It's been 17 years, and we've been on this journey, and our fan base has grown, and we've actually got, a generation, parents who were 17, or 17 years ago were just becoming parents. Now they're bringing their 15, 16-year-old kids to Machine Head shows, and it's awesome, and they're into it, and the parents are into it, and pretty rad feeling.
So Machine Head, Unto the Locust, it is out now. Support your local record stores and go down and buy it in person. Get a little copy in your hand and help contribute to them landing on the charts, because metal sells. And I think that that's a great point to prove, and I think it speaks to the integrity of the metal fan. And I think that we're going to get out of here. It's Metallica. This is the shortest straw on 107.7 The Bone. Thank you, Rob, for coming in.
Me.
It's the Metal Zone.
Nikki Blakk. Nikki Blakk.
She sleeps all day and she works all night. What kind of girl do you think she is?
It's Black as Night on the Bay Area's rock station, 107.7 The Bone.